Wisdom will try you with her crooked paths. First of all, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. Double honors to the apostles and elders, your great millstone who rule and teach well. Peace and salutations to the hopefully elect, to the Akim out there in the highways and byways, risking their lives and their freedom to do so. I want to say shalom to you, few brothers. Also, I want to say, keep up the good fight of faith, man. And also continue to spread the good news, which is the gospel spread across the four corners of the earth. I want to say shalom to you, brothers, man. Hopefully elect out there pushing this word. The 1/3. Keep fighting. All right? I want to say shalom to you sisters, the Akwaf out there learning and listening in silence. Right? Asking questions in order, like the scriptures, ordained you to. Shalom to you few sisters as well. With this particular video, I woke up, and the Lord put it on my spirit, to go into wisdom, man. All right? If ever people need wisdom, it is us, right? Why? Because wisdom can turn a poor man into a rich man. Wisdom can turn a dumb man into an intelligent man. Wisdom can turn something dry into something wet, all with the power of wisdom. And that wisdom comes from who? None other than our Heavenly Father, our instructor, our teacher, right? His name is Yahweh, and his son's name is Yahweh Shai. The elect can tell, all right? Wisdom would take, dry bones, all right, into, lively bones, okay? You can be in a deserted place, man, and wisdom will lead you to water, right? And that water, being this truth, man. Wisdom is likened unto, water. Wisdom, because what water does, a lot of cleansing agencies, Water cleanses you. Also fire, man. Okay? Fire cleanses you just like water, man, but in a different way. All right? Both has the opportunity to kill you, right? Why? Because if you're in the water too long, right, you can mess around and drown if you don't have the wisdom to be able to take you out of that. And the fire, what it would do, it would consume you, man. First, you would probably die through the inhalation of the smoke, and ultimately, you'll get consumed by the fire. Okay? But that's wisdom, man. We got to have a balance in this thing and let the Lord teach us or cleanse us, all right? And take us through this journey of life, man, all right? Take us through this journey in life, man, to be able to teach us, all right? Because if ever people needed teaching, is us, man. These instructions that we lack from a babe has called us to stray, has caused us to become the bottom. Hey, when the Lord ordained us to be above all nations, all right, a special people, a dear people unto himself, a peculiar people, all right, We were supposed to delegate the earth, yet and still we're subject to delegation. We're subject to their laws and their unrighteous decrees, which puts us at the bottom, very bottom. Why? Because we disobeyed the Heavenly Father, man. So with that, we have to be taught all over again, man, the ways of Yahweh Ba'ashem Yahushai. And what great teacher, greater teacher, man, is the teacher that we actually turned away from. Why? Because that teacher, though he was hard and strict, though he was very austere, you know, the word austere goes into very hard, all right? Though his teaching methods was very, very needed, all right? But a lot of us couldn't go through that hard teaching, you know? A lot of us had to pretty much, learn the hard way in a sense. And that's what we're doing right now. Hey, that's a good lesson, man. That's a good way to learn, man. What other way to learn is to go through it yourself, you know? Hey, when the Lord was telling us these things, and gave us these things, evidently it wasn't good enough. Now, we're talking about our past lives, man. Evidently it was not good enough, all right? So we had to pass on, go see the Father of Spirits, receive our judgment, and the judgment is played out on earth, man, under the sun. This is the place of judgment, man. Hey, and that wisdom is trying us all and over again, man, until we get it right, until the Lord see fit to come back and really judge this earth, man, and judge the inhabitants and the ones who's ruling the earth, which is Esau, Edom, man. The earth was given into the hands of the wicked, okay? The border of wickedness pursuing to Malachi chapter 1, all right? But nevertheless, if ever people need wisdom, man, it is us, man. We need a teaching, man. Hey, wisdom can make a sick man, can heal a sick man. All right? So we need that teaching, man, all right? So without further ado, I want to go into Sirach, which is Ecclesiasticus, better known as Sirach in the Apocrypha, all right? The heading, as you can see, is what? Wisdom as a teacher, right? And with this particular passage, wisdom is likened into a her, or a she, or a woman. And when you examine the attributes of a woman is what? Nurturing, all right? A woman would care for you, a woman would build you up, breastfeed you, and make your bones fat, all right? A woman, if you ever seen a bird trying to protect her nest or her flock, hey, you don't want to be next to that bird or an animal, a lioness, or a tigress. All right? Because they'll fight to the death, for their young. Okay? But in this particular passage, wisdom is likened unto a woman, man. for a reason. And we're going to get into it. All right. It says, Wisdom of Salakia, Sirach, chapter 4, verse 11 says, wisdom takes care of those who look for her. Right? It says she raises them to greatness. You see that? The opposite of greatness, is what? Not greatness, Hey, like I said, man, hey, wisdom can take a poor man and turn that same poor man, into a wealthy man. You take an ignorant man and turn that ignorant man into a wise man. All right? Or a prudent man. Okay? It says, verse 12, loving her is loving life itself. You see that? And all the attributes of life as well, too. You can see wisdom, all right? You can see wisdom in anything. When you look at a tree, and that's life itself, man. When you look at agriculture, and you look at, farming, whatever it is, you see wisdom in everything. Hey, wisdom is patience. It's long suffering, man. All these attributes, is of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, man. It says, loving her is loving life itself. Rising early to look for her is pure joy, right? And I thought about, when I woke up this morning, man. Hey, the first thing that came to your mind, or should be coming to your mind, is wisdom. Reading, that's wisdom. Praying, calling a brother, thinking, praying for a brother. All right? we rise early, and the first thing that's on our mind, right, is what? Yahweh Bashim Yahshua, wisdom, man. So we search in wisdom when we go to these scriptures, man. Some of us do videos, some of us read. All right? Why? Because we rising early to look for her. And we love to do it. It said what? It's pure joy. All right? That's the first woman that we rise to kiss, that we should be rising to kiss. Why? Because we don't want her to be mad at us, which is wisdom. We want to show our diligence, right, to wisdom by continuing to seek her. Okay? What it say? It says, loving her is loving life itself. Rising early to look for her is pure joy. Verse 13, anyone who obtains wisdom, capital, will be greatly honored. You see that? Will be greatly honored. Hey, wisdom in the Greek is known as what? Sophia, man. Which is our first love. Our first love is what? Not an actual woman. All right? Not the gift that the Lord gave us, which, wisdom is a gift as well, too. All right? But physically, Eve, was given to who? Adam, man. All right? Eve was given to Adam. But guess what? Our first love is wisdom, man. Before Adam was given Eve, he was given what? Work to do. Wisdom. He was given the wisdom, man. Before Adam was given Eve, he was given wisdom, which was his first love, man. And you can't forget the teachings of your first love, man, which is his truth. You only obtained that possession, all right, because you were worthy at the time to obtain it. All right? What? Wisdom will try you with their crooked ways, just like she tried Adam. All right? And we're paying for the transgressions of Adam to this day. All right? To this day. Why? Because wisdom is also balanced as well, too. It's also love and nourishing and, and patient and obedient, but it has another side to it as well too. When you turn your back on wisdom, when you turn your back on wisdom, wisdom is gonna give you a cold shoulder. you know, wisdom will give you that cold shoulder, man. Okay. Hey, what other great way to teach you, man, is for you to say, okay, you go out there on your own. You don't want to listen to me. You don't want to listen to her. Hey, guess what? You go back, you go on your own, man, and you figure it out. And that's a cold way to learn, but guess what? That's the best way to learn. It's through your experiences, man. Okay? Let me finish reading. It says, verse 13, anyone who obtains wisdom will be greatly honored. It says, wherever he goes, the Lord will bless him, right? Hey, that's the wisdom is what? The law, statutes, and commandments, man. Right? Hey, he said wherever you go, and obtain this wisdom or attain these laws, statutes, and commandments, man, you will be great. Hey, you will be, above all people, man. And you'll be a great people in that place, and wherever you go to possess it. All right, roughly paraphrasing. Okay? And this is what we must obtain. This is the first thing, when shit hit the fan, this is the first thing we grab. Is grab on to this possession, which is wisdom, man. Because without this wisdom, you will not be stable in those times. Isaiah chapter 33, verse 6 says, wisdom and knowledge will what? Be the stability of thy times, strength of salvation. But first, we must fear the Lord. The fear of the Lord is that treasure, man. So if you hold on to that treasure, right, which in this case is likened unto a woman, right, which is really wisdom, our first love, Sophia, the Lord will guide you through the wisdom. Okay? It says, verse 14, wisdom's servants are the servants of the Holy One. You see that? You see that? Because guess what? With a servant, if you examine a servant, right, you're not going to let a servant know too much what your plan is. A servant's job is to what? Obey and follow orders. Okay? Why? Because as a servant, you have to be tried to make sure that you're worthy of actually serving. Why? Because as many of times servants has been known to give away secrets, all right? To give away the plans, to give away the path that you're going on, all right? So your enemy can what? Infiltrate you and cut you off, or cut you off your path. And best believe that servant has those attributes, and a good teacher would notice that. A good leader notices that. Yahweh Shai noticed it, right? Yahweh Shai noticed it, man. But after becoming servants, what? We become friends. That's why Yahweh Shai said, hey, right now, henceforth, man, you're no longer servants, man. Why? Now you're friends, man. Why? Because you've proven yourself, all right? Hey, that's what the scriptures say. The scriptures say, hey, prove a friend, man. That friend is known through what? Adversity, meaning you're going to have to go through something, man. All right? A friend is known through adversity, meaning in today's we just call people friends because we went to school with them, man. But you never faced adversity with this friend, man. And then when it's time for you to face adversity and that friend runs or that friend gives you up to your enemy, All right? Or that friend just sits around you when you have money, but when you don't have money, you don't see him. The phone calls stop. You see what I'm saying? Hey, the women that you obtained when you had money, you no longer have the women. All right? And that's how you know it's not a friend. It was only a hireling all along. They was an hireling, man. Right? Because they got paid, to be around you, so to speak. Whether it be the time, the knowledge that you accrued and you was giving them, or the money that you was giving them. But when things get tough, guess what? They leave. But wisdom will have you seek those ones out. So those people, guess what? You're not going to reveal too much to them. Because I know you're a hireling. I know that you're not really here for me. Okay? That's what wisdom does. Wisdom makes you take accountability as well, too. All right? So with this particular case, it says, Sirach chapter 4 and 14 says this: wisdom's servants are the servants of the Holy One, right? Why? Because we're obtaining to be friends. But before we become friends, we must become servants. The Lord will try us. The Lord has to put us through the fire, through the straight gate, man. We can't just creep in the middle of the lesson and expect to be, tried. No, you're trying to creep in unawares. You're trying to creep in another way. Wisdom will expose you and cast you out. So there's no other way but through the straits. Because we're trying to be, we're going through that adversity, right? To become friends with Yahweh Shai, man. Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, right? It says, verse Salakia, I'm going to read 14 again. Sirach 4 and 14, wisdom's servants are the servants of the Holy One. And the Lord Yahweh loves everyone who loves her. You see that? This is not a love you unconditionally type of moment. No, there is conditions to love, right? I'm going to love the one who loves me. I'm not going to just sit back and accept anything. That's what wisdom is saying. If you're paying attention and you're attracted to wisdom, then guess what? Wisdom will be attracted to you. You take one step, wisdom will take two. Okay? So it says wisdom, it's like it says, loves, it said, and the Lord loves everyone who loves her. You see that? And the Lord loves everybody. Why? Because the Lord is the one who gives the wisdom. The Lord is the teacher. He's the one who gives you it leaves the trinkets out there for you to obtain wisdom, man. He gives you the opportunity. All right? It says, verse 15, those who obey her will give sound judgments. Hey, you'll have discernment, man. All right? You have discernment. By the way, may I add, this is I'm reading in a GNT, the Good News Translation, for those who didn't know. All right, not the KJV 1611, Okay? It says, those who obey her will give sound judgment. Hey, we'll be able to have discernment if we let wisdom guide us. Great discernment. Let's look up the word discern in the Edamon. All right. It says perceive or recognize the difference or distinction between two or more things. You see that? And what are we recognizing the difference of? Those who are telling us the truth and those who are not telling us the truth. We understand who's a good teacher, who's a bad teacher. We understand who's what? Telling the truth and 100% truth, with no chaser. Or we know who's trying to dumb it down, dumb down the message, to be able to, for their own vainglory, pretty much. The Lord has given us the wisdom to be able to discern the two. Hey, good and evil. Okay? The Lord has put that wisdom into us, man. Though we once knew this. We once knew this, man. We once had this understanding, man. All right? It says this. It says, verse 15, those, Shalaki, let me go back to it. Verse 15, it says, those who obey her will give sound judgment. It says, those who pay attention to her, right, have true security, right? Here it is, we pay for security, right, for alarm system, you know what I'm saying, or insurance, right, and don't get a recompense back, in this world. We paying for what? What you call it? Life insurance, from Allstate, all these other different insurance companies. By the way, who benefited off the slavery, so the slave trade, and they still are wealthy to today. All right, a lot of insurance companies, but that's another topic. Okay, but nevertheless, they get paid. We pay for this insurance, and we don't even see our investment into this insurance. But we will be able to see our investment in this insurance of wisdom, man, because it said it's a surety, man. Let's look up a surety and see what that says. Let me see. I'm thinking that, I've just got to put assure or assured, right? All of them should say the same thing. Let's look up assure. It says, reassure, give confidence to, right? Make secure or safe, right? Bind by a pledge. You see that? Hey, that pledge is that contract. And once we signed that contract, with the Heavenly Father, man, hey, we had a part to play in the contract, and we agreed to, and Yahweh, Bashim Yahweh Shai, had held up his end of the bargain, man. When you consider a contract, man, it's between two or more parties, man. All right? And if you void that contract and you go off outside of the guidelines of that contract, guess what? You're leaving the ones who signed up for the contract to pretty much oust you out. Why? Because you're not holding up your end of the bargain. Okay? You're not holding up your end of the bargain, man. You don't have, so guess what? The security that we provided, guess what? You ain't got that no more. Why? Because you ousted out of the bargain, right? The security, the protection that you had, you no longer have protection with us, man. Why? Because you pretty much, went rogue, man, and you tried to lean on your own understanding and do things your own way, right? And that's exactly the story of us being the Israelites, man. Prince of the power, man. That contract that we decided and we said we was gonna do, in the wilderness, guess what? That Moses gave us, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai. Okay, guess what? We didn't do. The Lord gave us life and death. And we chose death, man, by continuing wanting to deal with these other nations. All right? Make these idols, our God, our power. All right? Making what? Flesh our arm. So since we pretty much rejected the contract, it left us vulnerable to for these other nations to come in and do what they please. Why? Because the assurance that we had, which we saw the recompense, all right? The insurance that we had or the protection that we had, guess what? We no longer had that protection. So now we're susceptible to any and every danger, man, that comes our way. Why? Because wisdom, right? We thought what? The grass was green on the other side, man. And guess what? It might have been green. It might have been sparkling green. But when you put a shovel down and you dig deep enough and you lift that green grass up, you see, oh, wait a minute. There's plastic under there. You'll see it's not real. That's plastic. I've been duped. All right? And guess what? As it reminded me of Adam and Eve, man. It said, then they knew, right? In Genesis, right? As soon as they sinned, they sinned, guess what? It said, then they knew they fucked up. Like in the Minister Society, you know you fucked up, right? You know? Hey, you know you done fucked up, right? Okay. And that's what happened. So you don't know how good you got it until the Lord take you out there and put you out there and say, you know what, shit, you don't want to be insured, man. You don't want to be assured. You want to do shit your own. You think, because you think you the one who made this happen. It goes into pride, of course. Now, you no longer are relying on your sources around you. You no longer are relying on the Lord for your protection. Guess what? You think you protect yourself. Or you think these other nations could protect you because they gave you another way. Or they gave you a false sense of security, man. Which made us insecure. You feel me? That's what makes us insecure. Meaning not. All right? And the reason why a lot of women are insecure, guess what? They don't have their protection. That's what makes you insecure. It's just the protection, man. That's what makes us insecure. Because we think we can do this shit on our own. We don't want to have a head. So you're vulnerable and you're susceptible to run into a lion, a bear, an anaconda, snake, a python. All right? Or a venomous snake, a diamondback. Right? And those are these other nations. They understand who they have in their possession, but we didn't understand what we had in our possession, which was wisdom. Let's go back to it. The scriptures say what? A man getteth the wife, he getteth the what? A possession. If a man getteth a wife, he getteth the possession, man. Now, if you're going to uphold anything, uphold wisdom. From the Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. If you're going to make something your protection, make wisdom your protection. It's in the contract. Read the contract. You feel what I'm saying? Sign the contract, big boy. Inside joke, you know. Apostles and elders, they'll get it. Mike Tyson. You know? So, yeah, man. It's the protection that we lacked what makes us insecure, and the possession that we had, right? He that getteth a wife beginneth the possession, man. We begin the possession, man. To what? To possess this truth and this knowledge, man. It's ours. It's not ours to just do whatever they want to do with it. No, it's ours so we can benefit from it. We're able to benefit from possessing this knowledge, this wisdom knowledge, man, and understanding. Because it makes us great. Okay? Let's finish reading, man. I've been rambling, right? It says, those who pay attention to her, right, have true security, right? So if you're going to pay for something, pay for wisdom, man. The true insurance that we need to be paying for, and it's not paid with money, man. This is not paid with this greenback. Guess how you got to pay for it? You got to make your body a living sacrifice, man. That's how you pay for it. That's the payment. It's your body. It's priceless. You can't put a price on that, man. That's why you have to make your bodies a living sacrifice, man. That's how you pay. And you're going to store that up into this spiritual bank account, man. And when you're storing it up in a spiritual bank account, you'll be able to what? Pull out. Because it's an investment. You'll be able to pull out in the perfect time. Isaiah 33:6, man. Wisdom and knowledge is the stability of thy time, and strength of salvation. The fear of the Lord is the treasure, man. So while the world is investing in folly, or investing in the stock market, or investing in the Dow Jones, or investing in stocks and bonds, or investing in CDs, we're investing into this truth. We're laying up our treasures in heaven and not on earth. Because we understand this earth that we see it, not the earth, actual earth, the earth abideth forever, but the world that we see that is ran by the wicked, ran by Esau, Edom, is no longer going to be around. Esau is the end of the world, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followed, man. Okay? Let me finish reading. It says, verse 16, Sirach, Ecclesiasticus chapter 4, verse 16, better known as Sirach, it says, put your trust in wisdom, and you will possess her, and pass her on to your descendants. You see that? The scriptures say what? What's that? Roughly paraphrasing, it say a righteous man leaveth his kids something, man. This information and this knowledge and this wisdom was supposed to have been passed down. This was the inheritance that we possessed, man. You know, this was the inheritance.